Good morning. Today is Wednesday, September 18th, 2024. I've shared with you several times before over the past year the way in which it is impossible to understand Israel today without knowing its music. The mood, the feelings, the reactions. Israeli music expresses so much and so vividly about what's happening in Israel. And I've shared with you many times, mostly from Daniel Gordis, who is just a brilliant at being able to see this and to share it. And what I want to share with you today also comes from Daniel Gordis. So what we see, and I've shared some of this with you before, is that Israeli music has undergone a number of changes this year. There are several new songs that have become so deeply ingrained. I shared one of those with you a few weeks ago, Im Machar Ani Met. And there are songs from the past that have come back to life, and especially Israeli classics from years ago, but at different moments, the same words mean different things. They resonate differently. And so what I want to share with you today is a classic Israeli song, Kishahalev Boche, When the Heart Cries, performed by Sarit Hadad. Sarit Hadad is one of the most popular Israeli singers over the last number of years, and basically she's loved by everybody. And at her concerts, you will find young people, old people, religious, secular, left, right, a very wide appeal. Now, this song was written in 2001, so 23 years ago. In other words, all Israelis, young Israelis, have grown up, and there's never been a time when this song was not in their lives, because this song has been popular and performed and sung by Sarit and by others innumerable times over the last 23 years. So I want to share with you first just a bit of the words. Obviously, it's in Hebrew, and I'm going to translate part of it. Kishahalev boche, rak Elokim shomea. When the heart cries, only God hears. Ha'ke'ev oleh mitoch haneshama. The pain rises out of the soul. Adam nofel lifnei shu shokea. A person falls down before they are mired in the mud. B'tfilak tana choteches hadmama. And with a small prayer, with a short prayer, we can interrupt the silence with tears. Shema Yisrael, Elokai, Ata HaKol Yachol. Shema Yisrael, hear Israel. My God, you are all powerful. Nasata li et chayai, you gave me my life. Nasati li hakol, you give me everything. Be'enai dima, in my eye, there are tears in my eyes. Halev boche b'sheket, my heart cries quietly. Ukeshahalev shotek, and when the heart is silent, haneshama zoeket, the soul screams out. Shema Yisrael Elokai, achshav ani levad. Hear Israel, my God, now I am alone. Chazekoti Elokai. Aseh shelo efchad. Give me strength, God, that I should not be afraid. Ha'ke'ev gadol ve'ein la'an livrach. The pain is great and there is nowhere to run, to flee. Aseh sheyigmar. Help this to end. Kili notar bi koach. Kilo notar bi koach. Because I don't have any more strength. Now, so she's been performing this song since 2001. It is a classic Israeli song. And in many of her performances, the entire crowd knows the whole song. So I want you to listen first to a performance, just a couple of minutes of performance from July 2023. So this is just over a year ago. This is before the war, before October 7th. And we'll listen to just a few minutes. And there are English subtitles on this part of the video.
כשהלב בוחר איזה מדהימים אתם.
Okay, that's from July 2023. You see how beloved this song is, and I hope you are watching the faces of the people in the crowd. After October 7th, this song took on a completely different significance. And it's one of the songs that was played most frequently on Israeli radio in those weeks. And now I want you to listen for a moment to her performance of the same song, but this is now in May of this past year, and this was Yom HaZikaron. It's the same words, but you'll hear it's a very different performance. And it's a very different tone in the crowd. And as Daniel Gordis says, if you want to know what's happened to this country in the past 12 months, Compare the faces at the concert that I'm going to show you now with the faces that we just saw in the audience before. Excuse me. I'm sorry. That was my fault. Yom HaZikaron this year.
כשהלב בוכה, רק אלוקים שומע. הכאב עולה מתוך הנשמה. אדם נופל לפני שהוא שוקע. בתפילה קטנה חותכת הדממה. שמע ישראל אלוקיי, אתה כל יכול. נתת לי את חיי, נתת לי הכל. בעיניי דמעה, הלב בוכה בשקט. וכשהלב שותק, הנשמה זועקת. שמע ישראל אלוקיי, עכשיו אני לבד. חזק אותי אלוקיי, עשה שלא אבחר. הכאב גדול, אין לאן לברוח. עשה שיגמר, כי לא נותר בי כוח.
A completely different mood with the same words resonating in a completely different manner. So I've shared with you from last July, from this past May, and now I want to share with you something from just a few weeks ago from August. A few weeks ago, the end of August, Sarit Hadad, this Israeli star, she was a guest on the Israeli TV show Dancing with the Stars. So yes, Israel has its own version of Dancing with the Stars. It's the same concept as the other shows, Dancing with the Stars here and other places. And it's become even more popular. It provides Israelis with a certain amount of escapism during these months. It's very, very popular. But of course, this is Israel. And so escapism never really works completely. So listen carefully. On the show that night, there was a popular Israeli dancer, and she is a judge on this show, Dancing with the Stars. Her name is Leah Yanai. So she's one of the judges. And Sarit Hadad is the guest judge for this show. Now, Leah Yanai is the sister of Moran Stella Yonai. Moran Stella Yonai, a young woman, was kidnapped by Hamas on October 7th, held hostage until November. She was released in the exchange hostages for prisoners in November. I'm sure you've been following that those hostages who were released go through unimaginable trauma to this day. and are certainly very outspoken activists on behalf of all of the hostages who remain, because they are the only ones who have actually experienced, for a shorter time, but have actually experienced some of what the remaining hostages are experiencing. And so they're speaking out, as difficult as it is for them to revisit this. And as much as they're trying to work on their own healing, but they are a very, very important voice in Israel today. So now again, a couple weeks ago, Dancing with the Stars, Sarit Hadad is a judge, Leah Yanai is a judge, her sister is in the audience. Her sister is Moran Stella Yanai. She was a hostage released in November. Now, at a certain point in the show, Moran Stella Yanai, the former hostage, addresses Sarit Hadad about a moment when she was in Gaza, a hostage, a prisoner in Gaza, and heard Sarit Yanai's song on the radio. So I want you to listen to this. Now, there are English subtitles here. Please, it's short. Please follow it carefully, but it will tear your heart apart. Okay, one second. All right, this is as loud as I can make it, so you may have to strain to hear a little bit. I'm not able to make it any louder, but please listen. Let me just say, this is Moran Stella Yanai on the right, holding the microphone. On the left is Sarit Hadad, the one who sang this amazing, remarkable song that we heard before. Okay, so this is Moran Stella Yanai who's speaking.
כמו שכולם כבר שמעו בהרבה עדויות, יש לנו הרבה רגעים של חושך שם בפנים. ולפעמים כשמוכנים לפתוח את העיניים ולראות, יש רגעים של אור. ואני הייתי ברגע שכבר התחלתי להיפרד מההורים שלי בתוך הראש, כי המצב הפיזי שלי לא היה טוב בכלל. ממש פרגשת. לפעמים כשהם היו משחקים עם התחנות רדיו, אז הם היו עולים על תחנה ישראלית. וזה היה הרגע שהוא נכנס לראות אם אני עדיין נושמת. והוא הזיז את התחנה ברדיו, החליף את התחנה ברדיו, והוא עלה בדיוק על המקטע של שמע ישראל אלוהים, הייתה הכל יכול. ולא הפסקתי לנגן את השיר הזה בראש שלי, ובזכות הדבר הזה באמת שהתרוממתי, ובאמת שהתחזקתי, כי ידעתי שמשהו שומר עליי, וידעתי שיש לי למה לחזור. ותודה רבה לך. היה רגע כזה באמת. אני באמת רוצה שאנשים יבינו שאנחנו נאחזים בכל רגע אור קטן שיש, ובאמת שכשזה נשלח אלינו זה מחזק אותנו בכל כך הרבה רמות ונותן לנו להתמודד עם עוד יום. תודה רבה על זה ממני אלייך, ותודה רבה שאתם עדיין שולחים לכולם את כל החיזוקים האפשריים.
I hope you were able to hear her words, or at least to be able to read the subtitles. But it is certainly true that down in those tunnels, when the heart cries, only God hears. May God give strength to those who are suffering, and bring saving and salvation and redemption to the entire Jewish people. And thank you to Sarit Hadad for such an incredible ability to lift up and to give strength to Am Yisrael at this moment. My friends, I wish you a good day, and I look forward to seeing you soon in person.